Guys, I think it's safe to say motorcycle season's over. I think we got about probably about 5 inches of snow. It's December 2nd. So, hey, you know what? It'll give me time to work on the bikes. Let me show you guys what's going on. Okay. This is Berryman's Chem Dip. Guess what's inside here? The Honda Rebel OEM carb is inside there. It's actually been in there. This is the third day it's been in there. I'm going to leave this in here till Thursday night. Then we're going to put it in our ultrasonic cleaner that just came in. This also has a heat setting and the timer. And let me show you guys inside of it. This comes out. So I'm pretty sure a carb should fit in there. I might have to turn it over to get the other side, but... And this was like, this was 60 bucks. That was 60 bucks for that thing. And you got the switch in the back here. I haven't even turned it on yet. I have to find out how many amps this draws. Now look at this tube of thread sealant. This is the white. This is the high temperature white. I used this stuff here on my Hayabusa's frame sliders. Okay? And I could not get the frame sliders off without using a torch. I had to heat my frame sliders off because, you know, they were chrome. I didn't want to damage them. I had to heat them up with a torch. Then I still had a heck of a time to get them off. This is the stuff you want to use. This stuff here, man, is awesome. So I got a great big tube. This should last me the rest of my life. I'm going to use that on the Big Dog's air spike, which I'm working on right now. Well, let's go in the garage. I'll pause this. Alright, guys. Now, this isn't on permanently yet. I'm going to just mock it up until I'm ready to put her on. But now, when you put these spikes on, whether it's a single or double, you're going to lose that lever that pulls your choke up. So you're going to have to get a, I call them external. You're going to have to get an external choke like this. I think this one here, I might have got this off of, I don't think that's Drag Specialties. I forgot. I got this on eBay. But this is... That's a 3-position. Now, see like those little ridges there? I'm thinking of, I don't know if I'm going to Dremel tool those down or what. Because usually whenever I put this on, I put it on all the way. So, anyway, that's spiked out. Now, I had to put on a filter for my breather coming out of the crankcase, so we got that going. Because there's almost no way to pipe this into here. There's just about no way to do it. Because your clearance, there's nowhere to put a tube back in here, you know, and then it breathes in through here, so there's almost no place to do that. Now, the bolts that came with this guy don't work. Here's the bolts that came with it. These do not fit in these holes. So I had to get, hold on, let me pause you guys. I'll get the container came in. All right, guys. That's the size you'll need. There are 5/16, 18 thread times 2 inches long. And I chose to get the black, you know, because the black is a little, that's a high strength steel. And I chose to get Allen heads. So now I have 2 washers here because the part that holds on this filter I had to actually grind that down the same size as these two here. And then what I did is I got my feeler gauge to make sure that the thickness around is the same, and I just kept on sanding that down and grinding it down until it was the same size all the way around. I got it near perfect. So now we have to put it comes with a gasket. So there's a gasket down there. You put a gasket in there. Actually, what this kit comes with, let me show you guys these plastic see-through washers. I mean, you know what? If you put these on your engine, they'll melt. But it comes with these, and it comes with, and then it comes with these. It comes with these two things and these. It comes with 3 of these, and then these 2 big bolts here that don't work. So what I did is I got a pack of these. These are 1/4 inch times 20 3/4 inch, and I got these are stainless steel. But these, I don't think these are going to work. They're too short. We have to use the 1/4 inch, which is these guys right here. So we're going to use, I'll have a bag of these left over, 1/4 inch times 20 3/4 inch. We're going to use those here, and we're going to use them on the unit that goes against here. Oh, sorry about that, guys. We'll use them. There's 3 of those fasteners here. Now this all has to be torqued down. I'm going to figure, they don't tell you the torque, but I suggest you to torque these first and then torque these. Naturally, since these are larger bolts, I wouldn't really torque them a lot. I'm going to have to see what torque setting I'm comfortable with. When I put this on permanently, I'll make another video. But naturally, since these are smaller, these might be maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 pounds. You know, I'll have to see what I'm comfortable with. But the main reason to torque them is that way they'll all be uniform. The amount of strength that they'll hold this on will be uniform. And then we're going to also put the gasket sealer on the inside and on this, because there's no gasket that goes here. I keep on, the camera's heavy, guys, sorry. There's not a gasket that goes on here, so you're going to have to make gasket for this. But there's a gasket that goes behind here onto your carburetor, but there's not a gasket that goes on here. So when your elbow sits on here, there's no gasket. So that's why you're going to have to put Permatex on here, or you're going to have to make a gasket out of something. So that's how that's going to go. But yeah, this is the main thing. You guys are going to have an external breather, because there's no way to pipe it into this flange here, guys. There's just I mean, if you make a hole in back of here, it's not going to get inside. It's just not going to work. So you're going to have that. Which I wanted to pipe it back into the carburetor, because there is a slight mist that comes out of here. A slight oil mist. You know, I'm a firm believer of piping that back in the engine, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Now, these 2 bolts here are easy to get on. The one over here it's not hard to get on, but it's not easy, because that goes inside here, and that one you have to put in first. Let me see if I can find that guy there. I'll show you guys what I had to do to it. Let me see, guys. Hold on, guys. Let me pause y'all. All right. What I had to do is I had to bevel the edge a little bit. Okay? I had to sand the edge down in order for that to go on. And naturally, on The 3 fasteners here, you're going to have to put lock washers on. And then the 3 that holds the elbow onto this is going to also have to have lock washers. And we're going to replace these washers here with lock washers also. And we're putting that white high heat thread sealant on all the fasteners here. Now, when we put this together here, when we put the spike together, what I'm going to do is I'm using my Permatex black gasket maker in here, and these Allen head screws here, we're using the white high sealant on those two. There's a spike sitting right there. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up of what you're gonna be running into. The bolts they send you aren't gonna work. You're gonna have to go to your hardware store and get bolts. Now, without a washer, these Allen head bolts will go right through the hole, so you're going to have a washer here. And you're going to have one of these two and one of these. Now, what I'm going to do too is see that ridge there? See that ridge in the flange? I'm grinding that down. And I think there's one inside the spike too. We're going to grind that down as well. So, okay, oh yeah, and you're also going to have to change your jet, the main jet inside the carburetor, because this is letting more air in. So, in order for you to compensate, you're going to have to let more gasoline in. So, we're going to have to get but we're going to take this carb off anyway to polish it. And when I take it off, I'll get a larger jet. So, okay, guys. Oh, you know what, man? I also need a tire, too. I'm going to have to replace the rear tire this winter. The rear tire is real low. It vibrates a little bit. That's the original rear tire. You know? Because the guy that owned this before me, he only had 1,500 miles on this. So that has to be the original rear tire. The front tire is cool, but the back tire has to go. It has to be replaced. Now, as for the Honda Rebel sitting over there, believe it or not, I'm still having a hard time for that to start. And I think it's the one-way clutch. I don't think the one-way clutch is completely engaging the flywheel to spin it around. I had the same problem on my 87. There's a little part in there, it's called the one-way clutch stopper. That has to be adjusted a little bit. That has to be bent real slightly. So Thursday or Friday, I'm going to take the left cover of the engine off, and we're going to fool around with the one-way clutch there a little bit. So, okay, guys, I'll catch y'all later.